Hey guys, welcome to practice. This week we are on practice 15, mindfulness of stretching. And if you're following along at home, it's in the book 100 Mindfulness Meditations, available on Amazon. And the last 2 weeks we've been looking at mindful movement in a couple of different ways. And this week we're actually going to look at stretching itself. So how can we bring our mindful awareness to the experience of stretching, which is something that we do often a bit mindlessly as we're warming up for sport or at the gym or maybe playing tennis or whatever it is that you're doing. It can be just sort of chatting to people, you're pulling a leg here, kind of a bit of a stretch here, a bit of whatever. But what we're going to do is see if we can really slow that down. We're going to look at just one stretch and we're essentially going to be doing a very gentle forward bend. So we're going to be placing our attention to the legs, and our intention really is two things. The first is to inhabit the legs, which sounds like a weird thing to say, but most of us, we live so much in our heads that we're not very often embodied in the legs. And embodied just means that the mind and the body come together in a single experience of awareness. So that is actually quite a rare thing. That's why we use the breath and the body as anchors for mindfulness, because when we pay attention to the breath, when we pay attention to the body, both of those are rooted and grounded in present moment awareness, and so it helps us drop into the present moment itself. So we're going to be trying to embody the legs, so basically bring our mind, our awareness down into the legs to inhabit them from the inside out. And the second thing is we're going to be doing a little forward stretch, so a forward bend, and just noticing where we feel that. And because most of us will feel that in the lower back and in the behind the knee area, it's just a nice place for us to explore the idea of stretching itself. So just to be clear, in this practice, we're not trying to get as far as we can in the stretch. We're not trying to do anything that we would perhaps normally be doing in a kind of sports stretching exercise. We really just want to feel what it feels like as the body stretches, and perhaps to notice something new. And overall, this might help us bring some mindful awareness to our other movements through life, day, and the rest of it. It may also help us bring that mindful awareness to our yoga practice if that's something that you do as well. All right. So for this one, I'm going to suggest that you start sitting on the floor if that's comfortable. But if it's not, it's fine to sit on a chair, anywhere where you can get a little bit of stretch in a forward bend, and you can kind of have your legs in reach, I suppose, which it's probably not that many positions where your legs won't be in reach. But anyway, that's the instruction. So here we are. The first thing we're going to do to bring mindful awareness into the legs, a bit like we do in the body scan, we're just going to breathe the breath down to the feet. But as we do this, we're going to be looking at the feet. So this is an eyes open practice. If at any point you want to close your eyes just to get more of a felt sense in the body, that's fine. But generally it's an open eyes practice. So we're looking down at the feet, and we're breathing the breath down to the feet. And you may get some feedback as you do that in terms of a felt sensation of it feeling like energy is moving to the feet, or you may not, doesn't matter. Sometimes we might feel a tingling, we might feel a sense of energy or lightness in the place in the body where we're bringing our attention. So just follow what's there, and if there is just numbness, you can just name it numbness, and that's fine. If there's an absence of feeling, an absence is fine as well. So whatever's there, we're just kind of accepting it, exploring it, and just being curious about it. And we're going to breathe the next breath down into the feet, but also filling up the lower leg, the calves, the shins, the ankles. And if it helps, just get literally to grips with your legs. Make contact with your hands and the legs. This is something that we don't normally do in a body scan, but it can be really helpful just to kind of have this secondary interaction going on, this secondary set of sensations. So we know this is where we're breathing down into the legs, and here they are. We don't often hang out with our legs, so pay attention to them. What is there about what you can see on your legs that you hadn't noticed before? Look at the shape of your legs. Feel the shape of your legs. Feel the shape of your knees. Feel that knee bone and the way that it floats and moves around. Look at the contours of your legs, the muscles, the fat, the bones. They're a very particular size and shape and colour and texture and weight. So just breathe into your experience of the legs and into the legs themselves. And perhaps if we're following the practice, we may feel a little bit more connected to our legs, a little bit more embodied in our legs. And at this point, we're just going to do a gentle bend forward. And just notice, where does the experience of stretch arise in your body? And we're not pushing to an extreme here. We're not trying to get anywhere. We're just folding forward just a little bit until we notice some sensations that weren't there before. So I'm noticing at the back of my legs a sensation which wasn't there before. And so I'm just going to bring my hands to that part of my legs, behind my knees. And I'm going to ease out of the stretch. And then just come forward again ever so slightly and feel it again. And I'm just tuning into what's there, to that sensation. And this is the relationship that we're looking to develop in these tiny practices which seem like it's almost nothing. This moment of listening to the body, this very particular feeling of stretch, perhaps behind the legs, perhaps the lower back, wherever you might experience it. Taking the breath to that part of the body. Noticing what happens with the inhale and the exhale, perhaps easing back, giving yourself a little rest. Coming back to it. And just noticing what you notice. Is there any difference in what you notice on the inhale and the exhale? When you put your hands on the back of your knees, do you feel any difference in the legs and the feet? And then just giving the legs a little bit more of a squeeze, a little bit of thank you for carrying us around, walking all of our steps, taking us on all of our journeys. So that was a mindful stretching practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And do subscribe on my YouTube channel or keep checking back for my IGTV weekly videos. All the best until next week.